You click this expecting another routine, another checklist that promises success without forcing you to change deeply. Wake up early, drink water, meditate, and somehow magically you enter the top 1% of performers. But the truth is harsher than that, and most people are too weak to accept it fully. The top 1% does not follow routines. They reprogram their entire relationship with discomfort and control. They do not rely on motivation, because motivation is unstable, emotional, and disappears the moment resistance appears. They operate on something colder, something far more dangerous, something built on absolute psychological discipline and detachment. The first realization is simple. Your comfort is not a reward. It is a leash that controls your decisions. Everything you rely on daily, soft beds, endless entertainment, constant stimulation, is quietly weakening your mental resilience. You think you need these things to function, but in reality, they make you fragile and easy to manipulate. The moment your comfort is threatened, your confidence collapses and your decisions become driven by fear, not strategy. This is why most people stay average, because they are protecting comfort instead of building strength under pressure. The Stoics understood this deeply, especially Seneca, who trained himself to survive without luxury despite immense wealth and power. He would deliberately live with nothing, eating basic food and sleeping on hard surfaces to remove fear completely. Because once you experience the worst voluntarily, the fear of losing everything disappears entirely from your mind. When fear disappears, you stop negotiating with life and start making decisions based on logic and long-term outcomes. The second shift is even more brutal. You must detach yourself completely from outcomes that you cannot control directly. Most people suffer because they expect results, expecting success, expecting loyalty, expecting life to reward their effort. But reality does not care about your expectations, and attachment to outcomes creates anxiety, frustration, and emotional instability. The Stoic slave Epictetus taught that only your actions belong to you. Everything else belongs to chaos. When you understand this, something powerful happens. You stop reacting emotionally and start executing with precision. You focus only on what you control, your effort, your decisions, your discipline, and ignore everything outside that boundary. The third shift is where most people fail because they depend on motivation instead of building systems that remove choice entirely. Motivation is temporary. It spikes and disappears, leaving you exactly where you started without consistent progress. But the top 1% designs their life so that action becomes automatic, almost mechanical, without emotional negotiation. Marcus Aurelius did not wake up motivated. He woke up because his duty demanded execution regardless of feeling. You must create systems so simple and unavoidable that failing them requires more effort than completing them. Small actions repeated daily create momentum, and momentum removes the need for motivation completely over time. The final shift is the most uncomfortable, the daily confrontation with yourself without distraction, without excuses, without lies. Every night, you review your actions honestly, identifying where you acted weak, avoided discomfort, or chose convenience over growth. You do not justify your behavior. You do not soften the truth. You face it directly with absolute accountability. Because you cannot improve what you refuse to acknowledge, and most people hide from their own patterns. When you face yourself daily, you begin to eliminate weaknesses systematically, replacing them with discipline and control. This is how you enter the top 1%, not through hacks, but through transformation that most people are unwilling to endure. You remove fear by embracing discomfort. You remove anxiety by detaching from outcomes. And you remove inconsistency through systems. And when all three align, you become something rare, someone who cannot be controlled, distracted, or easily broken anymore. That is what separates the top 1%, not talent, not luck, but the willingness to become mentally untouchable.